Hi, I'm Steve. I'm Graham, and today we're going to be talking about the truth about weight loss. Now, before we do anything, I want everybody to stand up who has ever tried to lose weight, ever tried to build muscle, ever tried any kind of body composition change. Stand up if you have. You definitely come to the right place tonight, that's good. Okay, now I only want you to sit down if the diet or the program that you're following didn't work. So sit down if you thought it didn't work for you. Okay, so that's quite a few of us it didn't work for. Now I want you to sit down if you thought, it kind of worked. Well, this might actually. I only want you to sit down if you thought it worked for a bit, but then as soon as you stopped, you either put all the weight back on or it was too difficult to stick to long term. Sit down. Okay, we've still got a stander. Good. Now, I only want you to stay standing if the body composition change that you were after stayed around and you stuck with it for a couple of years or more.
Well, I haven't quite got there yet. Because
How long?
I'm on the programme at the moment, but the results are there so far, so...
Okay.
I assume I have to sit down at that point.
No, that's well,
yeah.
unless you want
So
to stay standing for the whole
for 2
thing.
years.
That's okay, that's good. Okay, so one person out of the room is experiencing results having tried some kind of body composition change. So there's obviously something wrong. And in our opinion, diets definitely don't work. And here's a little video showing you how seriously we actually do take diets.
There, Tuesday nights. Has anybody got Slimming World? Yeah. Red and green days. Slimmer at week gets a basket of fruit. If you don't know what Slimming World is, it's like Weight Watchers, but it's £1 cheaper. Slimming World. I went once. Methodist Church Hall in Bolton. 14 women sat round. Yvonne, group leader. Let's have a look at your girls now. Big round of applause for Debbie. This week she's lost a pound. I said, I shit a pound. What's that? £1. £1. Cost me £3.50 to get in. What's a pound? Shh. You mean shush? Let's say. Joan at the back. Any problems this week, Joan, love?
Yeah, I can't poo.
I said, oh, too much information, Joan. I'm used to the Nutrigrain here, dirty bitch. Carol, what's happened here, love? What's going on here? You were doing really well, really well. Nearly had your Hearthstone sticker. What's going on now? I'm worried. I'm looking here now. Meow. What's happened here? What's gone on?
Well, I was doing really well. It got to Wednesday. I don't know, I just, I don't... Come on, tell us, share it with the group. Come on, we're all nosy bitches, tell us. Well, I brought one in my nail. I had a fry-up.
Oh, we've all been there, group, we've all been there. Give her a round of applause anyway for trying. I said, trying what? Fucking oil, fat bitch. What's she tried? What's she tried? Don't clap her. Carol, take the C off, chips. What have you got? Up to you, love. Can't do it for you. There's always a diet going around work. There's always some girl coming with a diet. You want to lose weight, right? I tell you now, you want to lose weight quickly. Get on this diet, right? I tell you now, my friend got off the right, the nurse got it photocopied, right? Telling you now, it's not right. Forget your Atkins diet. That gives you migraine. It's sorting out with trying McDonald's, right? Get on this side. I tell you now, you have 1 tub crap and a cup of beetroot, right? You cut out all your dairy, drink your own piss. You drink your own piss. It's detox your body, detox. Tracy's got it right, she lost 14 stone in a day. 14 stone in 1 day, I'm telling you now. Don't do you any harm, look, she's here now. I'll photocopy it for you. Oh, she's full over drip, 14 stone one day.
So that pretty much sums up our opinion of diets, and in fact 95% of people who go on any kind of diet weigh more 2 years later than when they started. So that's everyone sat down in the room apart from one, 95% of people fail. So what you've all got before we go on is a quiz sheet and a pen, hopefully. If you've not, put your hand up. Okay, the answers are going to, as we go, you're going to hear the answers. So fill in your sheets as you go. The first person that has a filled in quiz sheet and stands up and shows me their quiz sheet gets a free t-shirt. A little prize. Okay? So, who are we? Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for coming. 7:30 on a Monday evening, giving up your time to actually come and listen to this. We're really excited about what we're going to go through tonight. You guys are already ahead of most people because you guys have taken the time and the effort to come and invest in your health. So you've already made that first step that a lot of people don't make. So in return, we're hopefully going to give you loads and loads of information that you can go and use straight away tonight and tomorrow to help you on your body transformation. So we started out, myself and Graham, a personal training company 10 years ago now. And we wanted to be the best at helping people change their lives and transform their bodies. We built a team of outstanding trainers working all the way across the northwest and into Yorkshire. And we've now got the biggest and best, in our opinion, personal training company in the UK. Trusted by a lot of athletes and celebrities to get them into shape. We've literally transformed thousands of people's bodies over that time. We're best-selling authors. We're experts, or considered experts, on fat loss and body transformation, and we've got a system and a formula that works for weight loss every single time. So here's just some of the results that we've gained over the years. This is Kelly, lost 2.5 dress sizes there within 6 weeks. Kelly used to do a lot of classes, she used to do a lot of jogging on the streets. We changed a lot of her training program and obviously nutrition, and we got fantastic results in a very short space of time there. We've got Rosemary here on the left, who lost 5 stone. Dave, who both of these are featured in the book. Dave pretty much lost half his body weight. So he was up at about 31 stone when he came to us. Lots of health consequences associated with that, I'm sure you can imagine. And now, you know, he's running 10Ks, half marathon, raising money for charities at half his original body weight. So it's an amazing story. We've got another Dave. He's actually lost 15% body fat, built a lot of lean tissue and got him into the shape he is in the second picture there. And Zelda, who's with us tonight. That's Zelda, fantastic results, worked hard, loved the program so much she actually became one of the trainers, now one of the trainers here at Wilmslow, and some of you have met her tonight. These are some of the celebrities we're talking about that we help along the way. And some of the sports stars. The person on the left there is Kelly Rennie. She actually came to us as size 16 and in 2010 won the World Fitness Model of the Year. So again, a dramatic result, fantastic result from some of those guys as well. And these are some of the companies that we've been working with over the past 6 months, trusted with our corporate wellness program to help their staff gain health and lose body fat as well.
You don't know how long this took.
Okay, so the headlines we're going to go through tonight, took us ages to get that, it didn't even work very well. Why we're getting fatter. Why hormones lead to specific fat storage on your love handles. We're going to look at why cardio might actually be making you fat. We're going to tell you why your scales are telling you lies. And we're going to show you how to get a new body within 28 days. So, before we start, who wants a book? Who wants a book for free? Who wants this book? Okay, keep your hands up. Who wants this book? Now, who really wants this book that is here waiting for someone to come and get? Who wants this book? Who wants the book? Does someone want the book? Yes, someone wants the book. Well done. What's your name? Jackie. Well done, take a seat. Okay, we got there. Now, a lot of people put their hands up. Just so you know, by the way, that book has got our pictures on the front. That's because they sent us 100 free copies of that book with our pictures on. That's actually a best-selling book called The Fit Formula. Best-selling over in America and best-selling over in this country. But what actually really happened, I think they did that to stroke our ego. We didn't write the full book. We got invited to write a chapter in a book from the world's top fitness professionals. So chapter 5 is our chapter there. So there's about 15 other fitness professionals across the world, but I think they must have thought Graham really liked his picture on the front of the book, so he sent us that. But what did Jackie do there that no one else did? Went out and got it. She took action. So a lot of people put their hands up but didn't take action. She did take action and she got the book. That represents a lot of what happens in people's lives. Why did some of you who wanted the book not stand up and just take the book? And if we use that metaphor, that often happens with weight loss and body transformation. We often procrastinate. We start Monday, we start next week, we start a new year. It's really, really important that taking action, getting outside of our comfort zone, standing up in front of people and grabbing the book, is where the difference really happens. So if we look here, every time any success is made, anyone transforms the body, or in any walk of life, we succeed in something. Think of times in your life where you've succeeded at something. The chances are you stepped completely outside of your comfort zone and you took action. And that's exactly what we need to do to grow, develop, and get great results in anything, and especially when it comes to body transformation. And it can be illustrated by a simple happiness chart here. Are you happy? Yes. Keep doing what you're doing. Are you happy? No. Do you want to be happy? Yes. No. Keep doing what you're doing. We don't want to be happy, so we'll keep doing what we're doing. Do you want to be happy? Yes. Then we need to change something. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So we need to step outside the comfort zone. We need to do something different if we want results. Who's willing to do something different to be successful and get results? Put your hands up. Good. We're another step on the way there.
Okay, quiz question. What percentage of the population are obese or overweight? It's not on that quiz, it's an additional quiz question. Bonus points. Shout out some answers.
60%.
Okay, who's seen this before? Okay, the answer is 60% compared to just 14% in 1980. Okay, so massive rise. Current predictions show that by the year 2030, 86% of the population is going to be obese or overweight. Good action takers. So what's the cost of this? There's a 2 billion loss of the economy, $500 million cost to the NHS per year, 30,000 deaths per annum, and a massive increase in heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes. So what do we need to do? We must need to cut out the fat, right? Well, the government have been telling us to do that since the 60s, and this graph shows that we have actually reduced the amount of fat that we're consuming. But we know that obesity levels have still tripled over the last couple of decades, so that's not really working. And if you're going to take away one thing from tonight, you need to understand that fat doesn't make you fat. Okay, fat's essential. Fat's essential for energy, healthy skin, healthy nails, healthy cell membranes, absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K. It's the processed fats that we need to avoid, and the processed foods in general, and we'll talk more about that as we go on. So what else could it be then? This is a graph from the American Department of Agriculture, and it shows that in the last 2 decades up to the year 2000, sugar consumption rose by 30%. Okay? It's pretty much in line with the rise in obesity, right? The average Westerner is now consuming 180 pounds in sugar per year. That's Steve, in sugar per year. Or, hands out, 50 teaspoons per day in sugar. And the average Westerner, a third of the diet is coming from calories that contain absolutely no vitamins and no minerals, complete non-foods. Okay? So we want to look at how this is affecting us. Quick quiz question again. What is the hormone that controls blood sugar? Insulin. A good group. And we're going to show you a little bit how that works now. So somebody shout out what the typical person in this country eats for breakfast on a daily basis. Cereal. Toast. If we're being healthy, we have an orange juice with that as well. Porridge. Okay, is this mostly carbs, mostly proteins, or mostly fats? Carbs. So we're looking at about 70 or 80% carbs, yeah? Okay, get to work, lunchtime snack, not even lunchtime, before lunch, what do we have?
Muffin.
Sandwich, muffin. Most people don't even get there, they get to the vending machine. 11 o'clock, every single office in the country, apart from Mark's over there because they're all healthy, they go to the vending machine and what do they grab?
Chocolate.
Chocolate bar, crisps, etc. Mostly carbs, mostly protein, or mostly fats? Carbs. Okay, lunchtime, muffin, sandwich, what else?
Crisps.
Crisps, mostly carbs, mostly proteins, or mostly fats? Afternoon snack, back to the vending machine. Evening meal, what do we go home and have? Pasta, bread, potatoes, rice, mostly carbs, okay? So as a nation, we consume about 70% of our calories through carbohydrates. So how does this affect our blood sugar? Well, we wake up in the morning and blood sugar levels are low because we've been fasting overnight. We then have a breakfast which is really high in quick release carbs, cereals, breads, orange juice. And we get this big rise in blood sugar. Now it's insulin's job to control this blood sugar, okay? Insulin is a storage hormone. So what it does is it takes some of this blood sugar and it uses it straight away as immediate energy. It takes some and stores it in the liver, and it takes some and stores it in the muscles, but there's only limited amounts that can be stored in these places. So can anybody tell me where it stores the rest? Fat cells, exactly. So any time we're consuming excess blood sugar, we're storing it as body fat, okay? So we have a big rise, insulin's released, and then we get a big drop. This is your 11 o'clock, every single office in the country. Why do we go for the vending machine? Because the main source of fuel that the brain uses is blood sugar or blood glucose. So we get a big drop in blood sugar. The brain says, and this is why you get your brain fog, the brain says, I can't concentrate anymore, I need some sugar. Get me a can of Red Bull. So we do, we get a big spike. Then we have lunch, back to the vending machine, and then the evening meal high in carbs. So as a nation, we're going through this roller coaster of blood sugar levels, which is making us gain more and more body fat, making us tighter and tighter, and it's giving us more and more cravings. Okay, next question. Biggest meal of the day is, generally for most people, dinner. Followed by lunch, with breakfast as the smallest meal. So if you want a perfect plan over 28 days to get tired, put on body fat, and feel like shit, this is going to be it. And we're going to store most of our body fat around the belly button area. Okay, don't worry, we'll give you a solution for this in a bit. It's not all bleak.
Okay, so fad diets. We kind of know our opinion of fad diets. We believe they're simply a training course in how to get fat and feel like a failure. And often we pay for that privilege. And if you think about it as well, the modern diet is the biggest fad diet going. If we talk about the last 30 years, as Graham mentioned, the government have told us to eat a certain way, and that coincides perfectly with the obesity epidemic today. The correlation is basically the same line on the graph. So that fad diet is actually making us fat, and it's the modern diet today. If we take a look at some ingredients from today's kind of modern foods, we can see this is an ingredients list taken from a page from Tesco's, I think, and we can see the extensive ingredients list there, most of which we have absolutely no idea, one, how to pronounce it, and two, what it's doing to us in our bodies. Yet we're quite happy to go along and buy something like this and eat it unknowing to what all these things can be doing to us. And if you also look at this is cake, you'd think the biggest ingredient would be flour, but no, it is in fact sugar. Okay, so back to the graph there, we can see what impact it's having on this. This is also important when we're talking about fad diets, when we're looking at the Weight Watchers, the Slimming Worlds, all these kind of things. They don't take into account the ingredients list. It's always based on the amount of calories that are being consumed. So if you go to a diet food and you look at the ingredients list, you can guarantee they'll be as extensive as this, because all they're bothered about is calories. They're not thinking about long-term health. and what we're doing to our insides and therefore our long-term fat storage and health. They're just thinking about calories in, calories out, which sometimes works over a short period of time if someone can manage to stick to it, but long-term never works. And even if we go on to a supposedly healthy sandwich, which may be found in one of these kind of diet programs, we can still see that the ingredients list is quite long, with a lot of things in it that we don't know, and also a lot of E numbers in there. Now, most people don't know what any E numbers equate to in our foods. So one of the thickeners, it's E401 there, and E402 is actually called guar gum, and guar gum is a waterproofing agent in the explosives injury. You will do if you're exploded. It's a waterproofing agent in the explosives industry, and it's also used as a finisher for some papers in the textile industry. Yet we're quite happy to put it into our foods as a thickener and eat it without knowing any of the consequences of that. So I'm pretty sure everyone in the room wouldn't want to eat something if you knew that it was used as a waterproofing agent for explosives. But we're quite happy to go and pick a sandwich up and eat it without knowing that. So we just need to start thinking about the foods that we're eating and the long-term health. So we've talked about the stress that the body is under. We've talked about the toxins and the ingredients list there. We're in a world and an environment where we're constantly bombarded by environmental toxins and nutritional toxins that we sometimes don't even know about it. We contain heavy metals. Also, we go to the doctors and they just give us drugs for every single ailment that we've got. The experts in disease and drugs, not necessarily health. We've talked about processed bad fat, sugar, salt, preservatives, chemicals that go into our food to keep the shelf life. All this is coming into our bodies, and our bodies simply are not designed to take the amount of toxicity that's coming into the body. So the liver, the kidneys, the blood, the cleansing agents, the natural cleansing agents of our body can't deal with it. We can't process it, therefore we can't eliminate these toxins quick enough with the amount that are coming in. So what the body has to do, it has to take them to a place which is as far away from the internal organs as possible, far away from the bloodstream as possible, and store them. And guess where these toxins get stored? Have a guess. The fat cells. Exactly. So we can't process them. The body, it's toxic. We need to put them in the safest place, in the fat cell. And surrounded by fat, it can't get to our internal organs. The challenge with that is, so a lot of people may have tried things, they may have lost a little bit of weight, but people who constantly try it and they can't lose that last little bit of weight, it's because they're not detoxifying themselves from these toxins. The body is really reluctant to let go of those fat cells that are surrounding the toxins, because if it does, it knows it's going to get poisoned. So it's really wants to hang on to that, so it's really difficult for people to lose body fat. So a correct healthy detox is really necessary to rid the body of these toxins. And if someone does a healthy detox, within a couple of weeks they will lose a lot of body fat and a lot of water storage just because of this concept. So we need to look at our hormones, we need to look at our liver, our kidneys, and our overall health when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off long term. Anyone recognise this? Back from our school days maybe, some of us. This is the food pyramid that the government and government agencies are kind of getting us to eat, or they have been trying to get us to eat for the last 30 years, and people have been following it. And we can see at the bottom there we've got 6 to 11 servings of bread, rice, pasta, starchy carbohydrates, muffins, 6 to 11 servings of those a day, and then we've got veg, fruit, dairy, protein and fats at the top. Based on what we've gone through so far, what Graham talked about, what do we think about this now?
It's inaccurate.
Rubbish. Upside down. Perfect. Yeah. It is completely upside down. Okay? We always say that if you want to, if you eat like the food pyramid, you're going to look like the food pyramid. You're going to store all your fat around there, and that's exactly what's happening. So there's something completely wrong. We need to change it. Out of the whole world, there is a group of people that are also taught to eat like this, and their diet is based around this. Can we guess who those people are that might be following this exact plan? Have a guess.
Americans.
Americans. A sweeping generalisation. Some of them, but some English people as well. There's only ever one person that ever got this right. Sumo wrestlers. Sumo wrestlers are taught to skip breakfast, eat lots of unhealthy food, lots of high GI starchy carbohydrates, drink a lot of alcohol, eat 2 or 3 giant carbohydrate loaded meals a day, and they're taught to go to bed right after eating one of those rice and pasta infused meals, because their whole aim is to get as big, as heavy and as fat as possible. Now, we've never met anyone in the 10 years we've been doing this that said, I want to really, really look like a sumo wrestler. Yet, a lot of people are eating that way. So again, these are the reasons we need to change things.
Okay, who's this?
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. Does anybody know what he did for charity last year?
I can't remember where he was from now. It was a long way.
He ran a long way.
Yeah, long way.
He did run a long way.
Yeah.
He ran 43 marathons in 51 days. Now, is he still carrying body fat around here?
Yeah.
How could that be? Because long, slow duration cardio exercise causes the release of the stress hormone cortisol. Cortisol causes us to break down muscle and store body fat, particularly around the abdominal area, because there's 4 times as many cortisol receptors around this area. Okay? So the long, slow, boring treadmill running that you see most people doing, number 1, do they look very happy when they're doing it? No, they look like they want to die. And number 2, most of the time they look like they did 3 years ago when they first joined the gym, and it's all because of this cortisol. That's the reason why. So people then say, well, marathon runners aren't fat. They're not, but does he look particularly toned and healthy and athletic looking? Not like the sprinter.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about women? This is Maria Sharapova. I guarantee she doesn't do long, slow treadmill running while she's watching Coronation Street as she goes along. She does high intensity, hard exercise with weights, high intensity intervals. Then people say, well, what about this fat burning zone? That's what it says on the treadmill that I should be following. Okay, there's a study here from Stanford University. It shows 20 weeks of aerobic training versus just 15 weeks of interval training. The aerobic training group burned twice as many calories during the time as the interval training group. So you're saying, well, it works then. But the interval training group showed a 9 times greater loss in body fat than the aerobic training group, even though they trained 5 weeks less. And back to your quiz sheet, the reason is because of something called the EPOC effect. Does anybody know what this is? Extra bonus points if anybody gets it. It's excess, write it down quick, post-exercise oxygen consumption. Okay, and we're going to explain why that works now. So just to let everybody know, interval training is where you do short bursts of intense exercise followed by recovery periods. If you do your long, slow duration treadmill run while you're watching Coronation Street, what happens when you get off the treadmill or the cross trainer? Does it take a while to recover, or you recovered pretty much straight away? Heart rate, breathing rate,
Straight away.
the ability to talk straight away, yeah. Now, interval training, what happens is we run along nice and easy, or we walk, and then we do a 30 to 60 second period of intense activity. Okay? And intense doesn't always have to be, it very much depends on the person. Okay? It doesn't need to be Olympic standard sprint, it's whatever's intense for you. Then recovery, then go again, recovery, go again, recovery, go again. Now, a couple of great things about this. Number 1, it's over a lot quicker. So instead of being on the cross trainer for an hour, you're done in 15 to 20 minutes. And number 2, this is why it's the gift that keeps giving, is it takes all of this time for our bodies to recover. We're burning calories for up to 48 hours after a hard, intense period of interval training. That's why it's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, so when you're back at home, watching the repeat of Coronation Street on the TV, you're still burning calories, while your friend who was watching it as they went, they stopped burning ages ago. So it's not as boring, it's done quicker, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Okay? Massively important. This is Kelly, like Steve mentioned before. She used to do lots of classes, used to go jogging 3 times a week, used to drink, whatever that is in there as well. But 6 weeks later, hard, high intensity, EPOC training, running, high intensity kind of group exercise, massive, massive results. 2 dress sizes in just 6 weeks. Who's this? Anybody know? Go on.
They are 2 different people.
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
That looks like what's it called?
So we just asked you? Yeah, Johnny Vegas.
Johnny Vegas and
I'd like to know.
that's Steve. That's James Haskell. Okay, who weighs the most?
James.
They both weigh exactly the same. Okay, so how's this possible? Because 1 pound of muscle is roughly the size of a large strawberry. 1 pound of fat is the size of that. Okay, which would you rather have on your hips? Okay, so when we talk about, when people get obsessed with the scales, okay, muscle weighs more than fat, but it takes up far less space on the body. So that's why the scales aren't everything. You know, sometimes you put on muscle, but your circumferences are actually going down. That's why all of the programs we do, yeah, we'll use the scales, but we'll also use circumferences, we'll use skin fold measurements because it gives you a much clearer picture. And we'll use how you feel in your clothes as well, which is the most important thing. So this is Sally. Sally lost 3 dress sizes, but she only actually lost 9 pounds in weight. And if we was just looking at the scales, she'd be disappointed by the results because she'd be thinking, all the effort I put in, I only lost 9 pounds, but does she look better? Yeah, she looks completely different because she put on some muscle and her circumference has changed, her clothes size changed. Don't get obsessed with the scales. So muscle is your friend. 1 pound of muscle burns an extra 50 calories a day just while you sat down doing nothing. 1 pound of fat burns just 2 calories a day and it's 10 times the size as well. Over a year, an extra 10 pounds of muscle gained burns 62 pounds of fat. Now I know that every single woman in the room is thinking, all I have to do is look at one of them pink dumbbells in the gym and I'm going to look like this. Okay, that is impossible. Okay, you've not got enough testosterone to do that. This woman spends hours, whatever she is, spends hours per day in the gym, and trust me, she's taking more steroids than Arnie in Terminator, whatever we're on at the moment. What you will actually get is this, that toned, healthy, athletic look that people are looking for. So don't be scared of using resistance, don't be scared of the weights area.
Okay, so what do we do about all that then? All that bad news that we've just given you? Well, there are races of people in this world that are slimmer than us, stronger than us, faster than us. Their eyesight is nearly perfect every time. Their teeth structure and dentistry is perfect. There is hardly any of the lifestyle diseases we hear so much about today, in terms of different cancers, heart disease, neurological disorders, and Alzheimer's. They're virtually non-existent in these types of people. And these people are the last 84 hunter-gatherers tribes in this world. And their secret that they share is 2 million years old, and it is in fact their diet. These guys eat pretty much the same as the first humans around 2 million years ago. They eat what was available then. So the human genotype's hardly changed at all. We are 99.9% genetically the same as we were 2 million years ago. The agricultural revolution is only about 10,000 years old. So we have not evolved to deal with that revolution. So the hunter-gatherers are eating for what they are genetically coded for and what their bodies are designed to eat. And it's very, very simple. Ask yourself these questions. Does it swim? Does it run or walk? Does it fly? Or is it green? If the answer is yes to those questions, you can eat it. If the answer is no, you can't. That's it. That's it. The world's
simplest nutrition.
This is the simplest nutrition plan, but it's not a fad diet. It's not any of the things we've been talking about that's wrong with the world today. This is what our body was evolved on. This is what the genetic code of our system is designed to do. So, a quick quiz, just to make sure we've all got that 100%. I want you to shout out legal or illegal on the next couple of slides.
Not yet.
All right.
I'm going to tell you.
That's just a tempter. No, you're already.
Affect blood sugar. Okay? So if we wake up in the morning, one of the golden rules is it's got to be the first thing in your mouth in the morning that's food should be protein. Okay? So what happens then is protein doesn't have such an effect on blood sugar levels as these fast release carbs do. Okay? And if the carbs release insulin, the proteins release the metabolic opposite of insulin. Anybody know what that's called? It's a hormone called glucagon. Okay? And if insulin is our fat storage hormone, glucagon is our fat busting hormone. So it takes all of this stored fat and brings it back into the body to be used as energy. Okay? The other thing we're going to recommend is that we eat regular meals throughout the day, following these rules, so we maintain a balanced blood sugar. That means that we're not hitting the peaks and troughs that we did earlier, which means energy levels are good. We're not storing body fat. We're not getting the brain fog, which is the key to the cravings. Okay? There was a program on last week on Horizon that was talking about all these cravings that people who are overweight can't control. The reason why they can't control it is because everything's out of whack. Okay? It's not that we have to go into the operating theatre in order to solve this. Okay? We just have to start changing our lifestyle. The hunger hormones that they talk about are affected by what we eat. They're also affected by exercise. They're also affected by sleep. Okay? It's not that we need to go under the knife every time we want to change something. We just need to know what we do and maintain it. So, next thing we want to do is, who's heard the old saying, breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince or queen? That's a new one, we'll have that one. And dinner like a pauper. Okay, so if we maintain balanced blood sugar levels, if we eat the food our bodies are designed to eat, this is the key into turning ourselves into happy looking, fat busting warriors, and not having all our body fat around here, we're getting the toned athletic shape that everybody's looking for.
The other neglected nutrient, still keep your legal, illegal in mind. The other neglected nutrient is water and hydration levels. So most people are, well, they're not just dehydrated, they're chronically dehydrated. And what happens when we're chronically dehydrated is the stress hormone that Graham was talking about before, cortisol, that gets released. That creates oxidative stress in the brain, first of all, and once we've got oxidative stress rocking around our body, it leads to an acidic state, which leads to fat storage ultimately. One of the best things you can do for fat loss is drink 2 to 3 litres of water. When we tell people to do this and they start doing it, they realise how far away from 2 to 3 litres they are. So, easy way to tell whether you're in good hydration levels, have got good hydration levels, is to ask yourself the question, what colour is your wee? Okay, so if we look at the chart here, if you're rocking around the 1 to 3 mark when you go to the toilet, there's a fair chance that you're adequately hydrated. If you're down at the 6, 7 and 8 and it smells a bit like sugar puffs, then we really need to go and buy some water because your body's not in a very happy place. Okay, so one thing, well it's 2 because Grace said 1 before, one thing to take away from tonight that you can do straight away is start aiming for 2 litres of water every single day. Then obviously we have a banned list. So those questions we spoke about before create this. So we'll quickly go through it. Alcohol is banned on our system. All this banned list is obvious, and we ban it for a certain period of time until we hit our body fat goals, until we're happy we can start to introduce things back in. But the first one's obvious, alcohol. It's quite simply liquid sugar. Okay, if we drink alcohol, it stops our fat burning processes in the body and just burns off the alcohol sugars for days after, especially if we've had a few on a Saturday night. Also what happens is it lowers testosterone levels for 2 and 3 days post binge drinking, which once it affects testosterone, and that's everybody, not just men, once it affects testosterone levels, it affects all the other hormones we've been talking about, especially growth hormone. Growth hormone is one of the best hormones that we can utilise to help us burn body fat. So alcohol is gone for now. Especially beer and when as well, it's actually very estrogenic, which gives you the female hormone of estrogens, which allows our bodies to then store body fat around the chest area and bum area. We start turning into women. So the next one is sugar. We've spoke about sugar. Quite simply, makes you fat, makes you sick. End of. Now what a lot of people do here is they think about replacing sugar with a sweetener. And there's a lot of different sweeteners out there. Sweeteners are as bad, if not worse, than sugar. They have a similar effect on the brain in terms of the hormones that we spoke about before, because the brain thinks it's having sugar, but it's also linked. So if you think about aspartame, which is the most common one people know about, it's probably one of the most complained about food substances in the world. It should be banned because of all the literature and the research out there linking it to neurological diseases, Alzheimer's, different cancers. I can't actually believe it's still available, but it is, and you'll find it in most diet foods as well. Then we've got milk and cheese at the end, or dairy. Now, this is banned because milk, especially milk and cheese, are allergens to most people. The homogenization and pasteurization that goes into this milk product that makes us able to drink it, apparently, that actually denatures a lot of the enzymes that are in the milk that help people digest it. So it becomes indigestible, creates an acidic response in the body, and acidic response in the body leads to fat storage. So we ban all dairy products. Then we've got a loaf of bread here, that represents wheat and gluten. Wheat and gluten, very, very similar properties when it comes to bodily reactions as sugar, we spoke about before. But most people, or 70-75% of people, are intolerant to gluten and wheat at some level. So sometimes it's not noticeable, but it can cause an inflammatory reaction. So people who are really intolerant will know about it because they'll eat it and they'll go, and they really will swell up. That is an inflammatory response within the body. An inflammatory response is an acidic, it causes an acidic response in the body, it causes fat storage. Plus, low-lying inflammation is the underlying cause of most diseases as well. So most people when they eat that are causing real inflammation in the body. So we'll get rid of that. Processed food, hopefully it's obvious by now. That's gone. Ingredients, pesticides, chemicals, all those things we spoke about that lead to ill health and therefore fat storage. So they're gone. So back to my legal, illegal list to make sure we've definitely got it. I just want you to shout out, is it legal or illegal? Illegal. Good, because it doesn't fly, doesn't swim, doesn't run, definitely not green. Chicken breast, is it legal or illegal? Legal. Legal, yes, definitely flies. Carrot. We're not very sure. We're not so sure. Well, it's definitely not all green, is it? So it doesn't fall into that category, but it would be legal. Because when we're talking about carbohydrates and when we're talking about what we're supposed to eat, genetically coded for, vegetables are the most abundant, pound for pound, the most abundant source of carbohydrates that we can eat. So most vegetables are allowed on the program because although it's not quite green, if you eat it in its raw state, even better. You cook it, you denature some of the nutrients within it. But we allow most vegetables. Legal or illegal? Illegal, definitely. Loaf of bread, get it out. Okay, this is a really good slide that just illustrates the point which we've kind of alluded to a couple of times, is that what goes into your food is going into you as well. So obviously, if you just take out the crisps, that's what we're putting into our body there in that slide. So it's really important that we understand it's the same with all foodstuffs, same with when we're thinking about animals and what they're fed on. Speaking of Horizon, there was one 2 weeks ago now talking about red meat, made the front page. Brilliant, no one eats red meat because it causes us to die apparently. I'm not entirely sure that the 2 million years that people have been eating red meat to actually get us here would agree with that, but it's the type of red meat. If it's fed on all the crap we've spoken about today, which a lot of cattle is, then we are eating that crap that they're fed on. So yeah, that type of red meat is probably bad for us. But grass-fed, naturally reared meat is good for us, what we should be eating. That's what the human race has been built on. So exercise-wise, what do we do? Well, we need to build muscle, as we spoke about. All our programs give that metabolic afterburn. They look at the epoch effects. Every single training program we do bears in mind these. If we build muscle, it burns fat, quite simply. What it also does, it strengthens our immune system. It will give us more and more energy once we get rid of the toxins and start training like this. And you've got to make the exercise fun. So you can see all these pictures here. Training together, making it fun, but we've still got the principles behind it. Then we need to ask ourselves, well, Jim Rohn tells us that we are the average of the 5 people we spend most time with. So you need to ask yourself whether your friends and family are a positive influence on your health and lifestyle goals. And this is true if I've got 2 kids, this is true if you've got kids. Are you a positive influence? And if you ask yourself that question, a lot of your friends won't be, because people are scared of that people growing and becoming better people, becoming happier. So you probably can all remember a time when some of your friends have actually tried to sabotage your efforts. Go on, just have one, just have one. Here, go on, have a pint, go on, have this. And they're scared. They're scared of you becoming someone happy and who you want to be. So we need to think about the people we surround ourselves with. We run some really great group training programs. Some of the guys have just come in from the team training upstairs. Hello. Still alive? Good. Must work harder. So these guys all train together. The great thing about the group programs that we do is everyone motivates each other. These guys motivate each other. You're surrounded by like-minded people that want to get results. When you surround yourself with like-minded people, amazing things really do start to happen. And then we need to look at, so we look at nutrition first and foremost, then we sort the exercise out, then we start to think about supplements. Now supplements are essential to our diets because although we will eat clean and we'll do all the things that we spoke about, the environment that we're in today, unfortunately, so in terms of the soil that the food's grown in, there's just not enough of the vitamins and minerals. We've been farmed to death. Someone won a Nobel Prize for putting 3 of the minerals back in the soil that had been lost over time. And then there should be at least 15 or 16 different types of minerals. So we can't get everything from the food that we eat. So we have to supplement a little bit with high quality, non-synthetic supplements. And the best supplement and for health and fat loss, the #1 supplement for health and fat loss is what? Hazard a guess.
Omega oils.
You've got a few mumbles. Step outside your comfort zone and tell me.
Fish oil.
Yes! Yeah. Omega-3 fish oil is the #1 supplement we would recommend to every single person, children and adults. Did we all get that right? Hopefully.
I think I've completed it.
You think, chat house?
the last one. How
She
did
thinks she's completed
Yeah,
it.
I
Are you
know
taking
the
like
last one.
what?
I'm sure I know the last one we haven't gone through yet.
Okay, let's have a
I
look.
hope so.
Yes. Okay, #1 hormone controls blood sugar, insulin, epoch, excess post-oxygen consumption. 86% of the population will be overweight. Yeah, fish oil, the #1 supplement, and she's got the last one, which is 80%, and you are 100% right. 80% of the results that you get from any program is down to your nutrition.
It's going to be bloody when she says the t-shirt.
Where's the t-shirt?
I want to
So
say
what's
Rachel,
your name?
who is on the book.
What's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel has won the designer, very expensive.
It can be a new night.
What? Sleep in it?
You have to go to restaurants and now we'll give you some flyers.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, so in summary, stop counting calories. Stop letting your hormones control you. One of the main things that we do at EasyFit is we work on hormones and hormonal balance. We've only really been able to touch on it tonight, but it's one of the massive things that we do. And hormones control your body shape. We've been saying for years and years that you can't spot reduced fat, but now we know we can. And where we store body fat is directly dependent on how healthy and balanced we are hormonally. For example, Steve spoke about estrogen before, and ladies who store a lot of fat around here, the cortisol around the abdominal area, and this is something that's really important. If you don't control hormones, they will control you. Next one, stop spending hours on the cross trainer looking bored to death, and stop eating processed foods. If you don't know what's in it, you can't describe it, you don't know what it is, don't put it in your mouth. Start eating how our bodies are designed to eat. Start training right. Remember that nutrition is 80% of the results that you're going to get. So hands up if you want to get great results. Okay, fantastic. That's what we like to hear. We're going to help you do that now. First of all, by just, a lot of the time to get great results, people need to know exactly where they started and what they want to achieve. Okay, so we're going to help you and we're going to teach you how to set good goals now. It's going to take 5 minutes or so just to set some good goals so you are so far ahead of the rest of the people in the gym. Okay, so the first question, should get one for myself. What do you want to achieve in the gym? So over the next 1 month, 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is for you, what would you love to achieve? Is it a dress size? Is it 2 dress sizes? Is it 3 stone? Is it I want to build some muscle? What is it?
Bit healthier.
Be healthier, okay? Now one of the things with goal setting that's really important is we have to make it a SMART goal, okay? So that means it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's recorded, and it's timed. So you want to be healthier, fantastic goal. How can we measure that?
Fitness levels, I suppose.
Fitness levels, yes. So if you know where you're at now, for example, if you say, I want to run a 10-kilometre run in under an hour because that's going to mean that I'm fit and healthy. We need to know where you are now, and then you can write, I'm going to do it in 59 minutes on this date in time. Then it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's recorded, it's timed. So if somebody has put, I want to lose weight, how much weight, by when, is it achievable? Measurements, fantastic, yeah. So clothes sizes, brilliant. Measurements, brilliant. You can get your body fat tested and then get it retested. All of these things are really important. Does anybody want to share a couple of goals with me?
Comfort zones. Tone.
Pardon?
Tone.
Tone. So what does that mean? How can we measure it? By calipers, yeah. So if you knew what your body fat was now, you could say, right, I want to get down to this, and then it's really measurable. So you'd have to get your body fat measured and then do it like that. You could do it on waist size. You know, at the moment, I am a 30 whatever size pair of jeans, and I want to lose 2 waist sizes in the next 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks, whatever you think is achievable for you. What you got?
Have good fitness and build muscle to be more faster in that goal.
Okay, so how fast can you do 100 metres? Do you know? Okay, so what we could do with you is we could take you outside, we could measure, if it's netball, you probably don't need to sprint 100 metres, maybe 10 metres. What's your fastest over 10 metres? And then we'll say, right, over the next 8 to 12 weeks, we want to improve on this for you. Okay, so you can take all these away, you can work on them. It's not something we have to sort now. Anybody else? Okay. Fantastic. All of these fitness parameters are really important. Yeah, if you know, at the moment you might be able to go and walk a mile at a fast pace, it takes you a while to recover. You get aches and pains, it takes you a while for your breathing rate and your heart rate to recover. You want to measure it again. All of these are really good. It's got to be something that we can measure. We want to go, right, 6 weeks down the line, I've lost a clothes size, I've lost 2 clothes sizes, I can run this in this time, I can do this. Okay? Has everybody got something that's specific and measurable now?
How do you measure sort of something like just not feeling crap every day? Like fog, you know, like fog that you mentioned.
Brain fog?
If you get fit over 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks, it's hard to measure, isn't it? Really?
You keep a journal and you go right through the day at certain times. How do I feel? This is really important with foods as well. Steve was talking about dairy and certain foods before, and people go, oh no, I'm fine with that. Okay, but you get a journal, eat a food that you regularly eat, and then write down an hour later how you feel. Do you feel bloated? Do you feel sluggish? Have you got brain fog? If yes, it's probably not fantastic. If you've got high energy, then that's probably a good food for you. And the reason why we cut out so many foods initially is so we can find out what foods agree with you and what foods don't. It's about rebalancing our hormones, and then we reintroduce things and we find out what's right for you specifically. So you keep a journal, measure your energy levels through the day, measure the foods, what you eat.
Another way you can do it is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on those things. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much energy have I got? And you can do it at different points of the day or just overall. If it's a 4 out of 10 on energy, how much energy would I like? Well, I'd like to say 9 and 10 out of 10. Right, okay. So we're 4 today. In 8 weeks, I want to be able to answer this question honestly and say 9. And so you can measure it in your own kind of 1 to 10 scale.
Everybody happy with that? Has everybody got something that... This goal should be something that makes you feel excited. It's something that's worth doing. Everybody got something? Go on.
I've got something. When I first started with EasyFit a few weeks ago, I had real bad anxiety on when your heart rate increases.
Yep.
And it scared me.
Yep.
Just thinking it's just going to stop. I'm not going to be able to cope with it.
Okay.
And now I don't have that at all.
Fantastic.
Whatsoever. I know that I'm fine. I'm completely fine. And it doesn't take me long actually. When I think about it now, it doesn't take me long to get.
Yeah, we get
back to normal.
We get lots of people like that initially, and they think if the heart rate goes up, they get really worried about it because they haven't been to that before. And then you get confidence in yourself. You know you can push yourself a little bit further.
Was that a perfect example of?
That we went through at the start. When I was talking about Jackie
Where does the
coming up.
magic happen?
So that was completely outside of your comfort zone when you first started. It almost caused an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
So that's very much out of someone's comfort zone. That you did it, you expanded your comfort zone, and now you could probably go to that place, not a problem, and further, and get that is that's
I'm
magic.
on the second step going into the second stage now, so it's going to be like push further now. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So you're already successful. You've already expanded that comfort zone, and that's a really great lesson and metaphor for everybody else to use. Brilliant.
Okay, so why? Why do you want to have higher energy levels? Why do you want to feel comfortable when you're exercising? Why do you want to lose 2 clothes sizes? Why? Whatever your goals are. Just write it down on your sheet. Why? Why is it important to you? And if we can get an exciting goal and find a really powerful why, then we can achieve anything. So, I want to feel young and play with my kids. I want to have the energy to do these things. I want to go through the day and be really productive throughout the whole day. I want to be able to wear the jeans that I used to be able to wear when I was 19, whatever that may be. Get it down there, it's really important. And what frustrations do you currently feel? So, if you say I want to lose 2 stone, okay, where do you feel like you most carry that 2 stone, and when did that last make you feel uncomfortable? Okay, so really start to think about what frustrations you currently have, when you feel tired, how it affects your health, how it affects your energy levels, relationships, work, etc. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to achieve this goal? Write it down, 1 to 10. Who's got 9 or 10? Hands up if you've got 9 or 10. Yeah, fantastic. 7 or 8? Brilliant, really good. Everybody in the group, I think, has got over a 7 or 8, which means if you apply it and you look at this regularly, you will achieve your goal. Okay? The key is you've got to keep focusing on this kind of stuff. And how much action are you willing to take? Last question. How much action are you willing to take? If you've got a strong goal and a powerful why, you will be willing to take lots and lots of action, like these guys, to make sure that happens, to achieve your goal. By actually having a goal and writing it down, does anybody know how much more likely you are to achieve that goal than everybody else in the gym who's not got a goal? Go on. You're on fire tonight, aren't you? Yeah. You didn't tell us you trained with EasyFit. Take that t-shirt back. You're 10 times more likely to achieve your goal by getting a good goal and committing it to paper than those who don't. Okay, so it's really, really important. Alright? So we've all got exciting goals. Is it okay if we tell you about something that we've got that we think is amazing that's really going to help you achieve these goals? Yeah? Yeah. Good. Okay, so we have got a brand new group training program called the 28-Day Rapid Weight Loss Plan. Okay. This plan is 3 sessions a week plus additional training plans. So we have hotel room workouts, additional interval training sessions using the EPOC that we talked about, additional gym sessions, exact diet, exercise, supplement programs, full nutritional plans, shopping guide, meal ideas. You get a full recipe book Goal setting and success workshops taking it a lot further than this. Full success folders, emails, webcasts, team t-shirt, yes. Regular emails, articles, videos, the program is massive. It's the first time we've ever actually done a 28-day program. But we're that confident that if you do the program, you follow the program, you don't drop a minimum, this is a minimum of 1 clothes size in just 28 days, you get 100% of the money back that you've spent on the program.
Okay. Just before you go any further, I forgot to ask you before, who here wants 7-day food plan and recipes? Just put your hand up if you do. Have some of you already got it? No? Okay, if you do, just cross out the $9.99 for coming along tonight. Just tick 7-day food plan and recipes, cross out $9.99 and just put free. Put your name and your email at the bottom. We'll send you our ebook. It's going to give you a full 7 days and recipes for that. Just cross it out and pop your name and email down at the bottom and we'll send you that for coming along tonight.
If anybody's had that, just you can have the 7-day secrets to flat stomachs. Just put that one down instead, because I know we sent it out to some people. Okay, so back to the plan. This is a couple of people off our last program. This was actually an 8-week program, not a 28-day program. But the last group of men, 14 men, lost 190 pounds and 108 centimetres from the stomach in 8 weeks. Last group of women lost 102 pounds and 150 centimetres from the stomach in just 8 weeks. This group lost 9 stone between them in 2 weeks. Okay? And that is healthy, sustainable fat loss. Okay? This is Kelly we talked about before. This is what she said at the end of the 6-week program. I thought I'd be the least fit person there, but the sessions really were for everyone. I loved the team element and we really motivated each other. I tried slimming clubs and diets in the past without success, but this was different. In combination with the great nutritional advice and nice motivational tools, I've lost over a stone. It's the best commitment I've ever made and I wish I'd discovered it years ago. Quick warning though, this program isn't for you if you're the type of person who wants a trainer who just stands at the side of the treadmill and chats to them. It's not Rent a Friend, okay? This program isn't for you if you want average results. And this program isn't for you if you're the type of person who can eat chocolate and donuts all day long and still say a size 0. Okay? But this probably is for you if you believe in taking action and investing in yourself and your goals. If you want to be part of a group of like-minded people who help and support each other, if you're willing to try something different, and if you want better results in 28 days than most people get in 28 weeks, then this program is probably going to be for you. Program starts next Monday. There's 3 different times in this gym. There's 9 places left on the men's. There's 8 places left on the afternoon. That is actually at 9:30, not 12 o'clock. And this class, the women's in the evening, there's only 5 places left. Okay, we usually charge between £99 and £129 for these courses. Okay, you want to come along to these courses, just where it says 28-day fat loss program on your sheet, okay, put down quantity 1 and just write £99. So it'd be quantity 1, and sorry, £89. Anybody who comes along tonight, it's £89. And what we'll also do is, pardon? Any advance on 89? Haggling, yeah, I like it.
I've got an advance.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Anybody who signs up for the program tonight can have all these other reports free of charge. Okay? So the other reports there probably add up to about 50 quid anyway. So every single report on there, just put quantity 1, cross the price out and put 0, and you can come along and you can get all those for free as well. One other thing that we've just decided to do, for anybody who can't make the program, Steve's looking at me like, what's he decided to do? We're going to do a 3-hour fat loss masterclass next month. It's going to be a Saturday next month where we'll really go into hormonal health. We'll teach you about what hormonal type you are We'll teach you about full nutrition plans. We'll teach you about what supplements are right for you. You get a lot of this if you're on the group training program and you can do that. But if these class times aren't something that fits, we're going to do that for £89 as well. That's 3 hours. There's going to be an exercise class at the end. All the stuff on hormones, all the stuff that we haven't got time to go into tonight. Okay? So if you want to do that, it's not even on there. Put on the bottom there, 3-hour masterclass, and just write your name, write your details, put quantity 1 and put £89 there. Okay? Any questions from anybody that we can help with? Okay, was that useful? Yeah. Good. We're going to be about for the next 20 minutes or so. Anybody who's put your name down on the programs, so a few of you wrote down that you want to do the classes there. If you flip it over onto the back, you can put your credit card details down and we'll secure a place for you tonight on that. We're going to be about for the next 15 to 20 minutes, so we'll answer any of your questions. There's a few trainers about. Just make sure that when you do leave, obviously it's been free tonight. Any donations go to Francis House, so our glamorous assistant Zelda. If you found it valuable, chuck a couple of quid in for Francis House into the little collection gold box that she's got at the back there. But we're about, so fire any questions you've got at us. Come and see us if you want to know any more information about the program.
And we've got 3 guys there that are currently doing one of the group programs. So if you've got any questions about it, ask them as well, and they'll tell you.
Don't do it.
Yeah, they'll tell you the truth.
Okay, cheers guys.
Okay, cheers guys. Thank you.